Welcome to Fondy Famous. I'm your host, Kelly Norfleet. Today we're in studio with Carrie of Mayhill Farms, and today's feature is sponsored by Steve Wirtz Builders. Thank you, Steve. Carrie, if you will tell us just a little bit about what Mayhill Farms is and what you guys do.
Yeah, definitely. So we are a regenerative family-owned farm just south of Fond du Lac. So my husband and I and our 3 kids operate it. Mostly my husband and I, our kids help with chores when they feel like it. Yep. But they're becoming more and more helpful. And we raise beef, pork, chicken, and we do chicken for meat and for eggs. So we have a regenerative farm, which is that we pay attention to the soil. We had taken our cropland when we purchased the farm and converted it into pasture. So we have 20 acres of pasture. So our cattle graze on that, and we move them every single day. So we rotate them. Some people are familiar with that. It's also called pasture intensive management. So we go out there every single day, move them to a new spot so that they eat all of the things in one area. They don't pick and choose what they want to eat. They have to graze the whole thing, and then that allows for that area of pasture to rest while we move them through the rest of it. So the regenerative part is that gives the soil and the roots and the forage time to regrow. So it's really good for the soil, and that's where the regenerative agriculture comes in. So we also have our pigs that are heritage breed pigs, and we raise them on non-GMO feed. Right now, we just took our last pigs to the processor for a while as we're waiting for our pigs to have their piglets again. So any day now we'll have piglets running around the farm.
They're so cute.
Hopefully they don't run around the farm, but sometimes they do. And then our chickens, we have a flock of laying hens that are laying like crazy right now. And then we also have meat birds, which I pick up tomorrow. So we start them, grab them, get them from the hatchery, and then put them out on our pasture. So same area where our cows are. They kind of follow along after, and they are out on the grass, and they eat bugs and dig through the dirt and all sorts of things. Yeah.
What got you into doing this?
So I'll blame it on my husband.
Yes.
I have an interior design background, and my husband has an agriculture background. So we both grew up out in the country and had thought someday we want to live out in the country again, raise our kids that way. And an opportunity came up where we could purchase a farm, and moved from Fond du Lac out to south of town and out to the country. And the first spring, we got a trailer load of cattle and thought, okay, we'll just do this for ourselves. We've purchased beef from friends before, so raise it for ourselves and family members. And then that went well. Fall of 2019, we took our steers in, family and friends filled their freezers, and then with the pandemic is really where our business started and just went crazy. So we had some beef that we were selling to people beyond friends and family, and I told my husband, I think we can do this.
Yep.
So that to him meant we need more animals, do all the things. So it's just kind of grown organically over the last 5-6 years, which has been great. Also then, of course, with the pandemic, when everything was shut down, he had to get some tractor parts, so went to Tractor Supply and came home with a dozen chicks. Now I have about 150 chickens, and tomorrow I pick up about 200 chicks.
Oh wow.
So it's when they say chicken math, it's a real thing.
Okay. And he just comes home with more.
Right. They just keep multiplying. But we've really enjoyed, so originally we were doing it for our family, raising food for our family. We do have a garden that is full of weeds. We don't claim to be vegetable people.
Yep.
We get whatever we can out of our garden for our family, but we just like to be able to raise food for our family, and that's kind of where this all came from. So we eat it ourselves. So when people ask questions about how we raise our animals or what we feed them and things like that. We welcome the questions. We eat it ourselves, so we want to make sure that we're eating good, healthy food, and our kids are eating good, healthy food. So,
and you can tell the difference in it. I will say, I'm a vegetarian, so I'm just the one making it. But when I make it, you can tell the difference in color versus the store-bought stuff. And then when you're tasting it, can't attest to that, but my husband and my family who eats it loves it, and you can tell the difference in the meat.
Yep, definitely. We hear that a lot from our customers, that they say, well, we can't go back to buy meat in the store or eggs in the store.
Yep.
So once you go straight to the farm, you can't go back.
Well, and every once in a while, like I'll forget to like lay it out and thaw it, and so I do have to pick up that like occasional couple pounds here and there. But again, you can tell the difference in the coloring and everything. So it's very interesting from that kind of perspective to see it.
Yeah. And so like for example, our beef, we work with local processors, and they hang it for about 7 to 10 days. And then they cut it and flash freeze it right away. So you've got that flavor and freshness locked in. Same with our pork, and then our chickens. We also take them to a processor a couple hours away, and same thing. They're froze right away, and they really have that flavor in there. Yeah.
So what can people all order from you?
So they can order bulk beef and pork. So bulk, when I talk about bulk beef and pork, quarters of beef, half beef, whole beef.
Okay.
And then same with pigs, except pigs you can't do a quarter, so a half pig or a whole pig.
Okay.
And then chickens, this year we're doing 2 batches of chicken. Well, we did 3 batches of chickens, but we're trying to figure out the sweet spot.
Yep.
But we do whole chickens and then parts, so wings, breasts, thighs, things like that. So the bulk is really on the beef and the pork, but then we also can sell individual cuts. So if you just want a nice tenderloin for a special occasion, you can purchase just that. Or if you just want to buy 10 pounds of ground beef, or I just had a customer stop with before I came here, and they obviously were making their menu for the week because they had drumsticks and a couple pounds of ground beef and some bacon and some chicken thighs. So they had planned out their menu, obviously, because I was looking, I was like, well, that I should do that. That looks like a good mix for the week. So you can do that, and eggs they got as well. So you can just plan out what you need and order that online and pick it up, or we do delivery in Fond du Lac. We do go to Germantown once a month, and we're kind of working on what other areas we can deliver to. We also ship within the state of Wisconsin. So
a bunch of different ways to get it too.
Yeah. So we try to be as convenient as we can, as we know it's not as convenient as the grocery store for people. So we know that people have to go out of their way to purchase directly from us. So
but if you buy it in bulk, it's so much easier. Like we literally got a freezer specifically for what we bought from you guys. We put it all in there, and I just go in the basement and pick out a thing, and it's so nice, right? Like we always have it.
Right.
Well, until we go through it all, of course, but then we'll call you again and it'll be the same, right?
And I know I'm absolutely spoiled because I just go out and I think, what do I want today? And I just pull it out of the freezer. But I do try to, our family has to eat the stuff that, isn't a big seller, like pork hocks. But pork hocks are delicious. So,
what do you do with them?
So there's a German pork hock recipe that I love. The name I can't pronounce. But if you Google German pork hocks, it's a longer process, but it's delicious. So you boil it for like low boil for a while, and then you cook it on a low heat for a couple hours. But it tastes like a really good pork roast, but covered in bacon almost, because the outside gets crispy. So
might have to try that. We do a lot of slow cooking stuff for meal prep, so maybe that would be a good one. You also have recipes that you post on a regular basis, which I love.
So I try to share recipes because sometimes we have cuts that people aren't used to cooking, or if you get a quarter of beef, you're looking at maybe 7 or 8 chuck roasts, and you're like, okay, well, I'm not a big fan of like the traditional pot roast. But my mom does make a good one. So, but you can only, sometimes you're like, I don't want another pot roast.
Yes.
Or in the middle of summer, you don't want to heat up the oven and make that. So we've found some really fun ways to change it up. So like, different taco recipes, or we have a favorite where you do like a gyro with a beef chuck roast. So put it in the slow cooker, cook it up, and then, make your gyros out of it.
I'll have to find that one. I bet my family would like that.
Yeah, and beef and broccoli is always a favorite by us. So so we try to test out a lot of different things. We have to eat too. We eat it. So find things that and the probably the best part, I don't know, is I have 3 very opinionated kids. So
I can imagine.
One more particular than the other. So I know if our middle child likes it, then it's a true safe winner.
Okay.
So sometimes I try stuff and nobody really says much, and I'm like, well, that's not one to share. But we do like trying different things for sure.
Yes, it's always there's one child, and if it passes that child, you're good to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have that in our family too. I get it.
Yeah, and I like so I know how busy families are, and so my cooking is maybe not gourmet, but it is for real families. We have kids in activities, and we have chores, and we have work stuff. So if I'm sharing a recipe, if it passes the kid test, it passes my cooking abilities, then it's pretty simple, easy, straightforward, and it'll turn out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes it easy for everyday life, right?
Yeah.
When you come home, you got to cook something. What's it going to be? Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So in doing all of this, what do you think your favorite part of it is?
I like the just getting to meet the different people that come to our farm or that purchase from us. In my previous jobs, I think I've enjoyed the people face-to-face time, and sometimes farming can be a little little isolating. The animals don't talk back to me, so I need to get that out somewhere.
Or do they? I'm just kidding. Some days.
Some days, I don't know what they're saying, but yeah. Or I'm yelling at them and they're not. They don't care.
Completely.
Right. Like, keep on moving, lady. We're not listening to you. But I like the interaction. So my husband does work full-time off the farm, so I end up doing most of the customer interaction, social media, orders, things like that. Not that he doesn't want to, but probably fitting, how we kind of divide and conquer, and there's things that he loves to do more than I do, and that works out well for us. So I really like to be able to help people come up with solutions or what's the best fit for them, for their family. And we have a lot of people who come to purchase directly from the farm because of health concerns or they want to change, they're working on changing their diet. So one thing with our beef, we do finish some of our beef on grain and some on grass. So if you've heard of grass-fed, grass-finished, and grass-fed, grain-finished, we do both. The difference is that our grass-finished cattle never have any grain. So some people have some sensitivities, or for some health reasons, they want to have the grass-finished, grass-fed and grass-finished beef. So I've heard a lot of people, that have noticed a difference. I have a friend who had some like acid reflux things, and she can tell the difference when she eats our grass-finished beef than just beef she got at the grocery store. So I think that to me is telling us that we're doing the right thing. We're providing our community with good, healthy food, and that makes me feel good about not only doing it for our family, but being able to help other people too.
Yeah, and I love that it's so community-based, right? Like, one of the big things that we believe in is supporting the community and getting things from the local area. So you're literally getting it from your backyard by ordering with you guys.
Right.
You know where it's coming from, the quality, and of course you're supporting a local family and a local business, which I really enjoy.
Right, and it's amazing sometimes when I think about it, you're not only supporting our family, but you're supporting the businesses we work with. So we work with local feed mills, we work with local processors. We, work lately a lot with our local implement dealer on parts for our equipment. So there's a lot of local businesses that we work with that we wouldn't work with as much or at all if we didn't have the customers coming to us purchasing. So that makes, it's amazing to see that all come together and work well.
Yep, very community focused and feeding right back into the community, quite literally.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Great. Well, if someone wants to order from you, what is the easiest way for them to do that?
The easiest way is to go to our website, which is mayhillfarmwi for Wisconsin.com. And you can see all our current inventory on there. And then at checkout, you can pick how you want to get it. So if you want it delivered in Fond du Lac, if you want to pick it up at our farm or Germantown or get it shipped to you, and then a calendar will pop up and you can pick the options there. You can always reach out by calling. I have lots of people who text me orders.
Questions.
But then sometimes when my phone breaks, like it did a couple days ago, not always the most reliable, but there's definitely multiple ways to get a hold of us, but going online to our website, you can see what we have in stock or what we have coming up. If you're looking at bulk purchasing, we have listed the options coming up in the near future.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you for being on and telling us about what you guys do.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.